All right, Grandma, I'm gonna drop you off at occupational therapy, okay, today?
Oh, okay, sweetie. Where are you gonna be going?
I'm gonna go get some coffee, okay?
You need money?
No, I'm good, okay?
Okay, sweetie.
All right, you behave yourself.
I'll try. I love you.
I love you too.
Hi, Franny. Hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm gonna run and get some coffee. I'll be right back, okay?
We'll see you later.
Love
Yep.
you.
Bye. All right, so before we get started today, I wanted to talk to you for a second about your progress in therapy and where we've come in the past 6 weeks, okay?
Sure.
So, we know that you came to us at our clinic 6 weeks ago when you fell and you injured your back, your hip, and your wrist.
That wasn't a good time, no.
Yeah.
But you've come a long way since then. When you
Yeah.
first came to us, you were maximum assistance for most of your ADLs and IDLs and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're able to walk, and you can even do most things with just minimum assistance. So that's a very big improvement, right?
I think so. I'm feeling good.
So you live with your granddaughter, is that correct?
I do. She's a really sweet girl.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. So, how do you think therapy's been going for you so far? What do you think?
Well, I think it's really nice that you girls work with me on some things like getting dressed and how I can put on my socks and my shoes. I couldn't bend for a really long time. So we use that, what's it called? The little sock aid?
Yeah,
The little thing, and also long-handled reacher to pick up my pants and stuff like that, and I feel good. And you girls showed me what a shower chair is. It's great, and I don't know, ever since my husband died a couple of years ago, I've been feeling just really lonely and depressed, and you girls really just motivate me and make me feel special in therapy, so it's really nice.
Yeah, so kind of had a little bit of bad news, but next therapy session next week is going to be your last visit. So you've reached your limit for the number of therapy sessions that your insurance covers. So there's a $2,010 cap on this, and so it's obviously not the best news, but this cap is also on physical therapy and speech therapy together.
Oh, no.
They have a separate cap of $2,010. But good news is that there is a bill out right now called S253. It's the Medicare Access to Rehabilitation Services Act 2013, which is in the process of trying to repeal this, so you could get more therapy services easily.
I hope so, because I feel like there's so much to improve,
What are some things you want to work on?
I would like to maybe garden in the future. I like to do some gardening, and I don't know. I would like to maybe do some more cooking and fun stuff like that.
Absolutely. Well, we can work on that today.
Oh,
In
yeah.
our kitchen over here, do you want to do something?
Yeah, let's not waste time. Let's get going.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So, Franny, what do you want to cook today?
I really want to cook this pasta today.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay, well, I'm really confused why the next session is my last therapy session.
Well, like Monica was saying earlier, you reached your limit of services that Medicare will cover for therapy.
Well, who made up that bogus?
The therapy cap was actually established by the Balanced Budget Act of 1997. So like I mentioned earlier, and like Sarah mentioned, this places a restriction on the amount of OT services you can receive in a year.
So I won't have OT, and my PT is probably coming to an end too.
Yep, that's also affected.
So what happens if, God forbid, I fall again or get in another accident? Then I won't be able to have more therapy?
Well, obviously we don't want that to happen, but I'll let Sarah answer that question for you. I'm going to be right back, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Thank you.
So kind of like Monica was saying, it could be kind of difficult for you to obtain services this year, but Congress does sometimes allow for patients to go above the therapy cap limit.
Well, I remember 1997, Bill Clinton was president, right?
He was, that's right.
And there were a lot of government shutdowns, but then it seemed like the economy was rising quickly, and it went into surplus, right?
It was, correct.
Wow, crazy times.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hi, how's everything going, Granny?
Honey, so next week is my last week.
What? Why?
Well, you know what? I have a video that'll help explain it for you guys a little bit better. Do you want to go sit down and watch this video about this bill we were just talking about?
Yeah.
All right. You kids and your new gadgets now. Fancy computer. How do you work it?
Oh my goodness, it's so pretty.
Do I just press this button?
You got it.
Oh.
There we go.
Hello, my name is Carly Taylor and this is Smack News. So I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about the bill, S253, the Medicare Access to Rehabilitation Services Act of 2017. It's a bipartisan bill designed to repeal the therapy cap that was set in place by the Balanced Budget Act of 1997. It was not actually effective until January 1st of 1999, but later that year, Congress presented and President Clinton signed the Medicare, Medicaid, and S-CHIP Balanced Budget Refinement Act of 1999, which delayed the therapy cap for 2 years and was then extended another year after that. And now I'm going to throw it over to Monica to tell us a little bit more about the history.
Thanks, Carly. So in April 2015, Congress passed the Medicare Access and CHIP Reauthorization Act of 2015. This is also referred to as MACRA. This fixed flawed Medicare policies, but failed to pass a permanent fix to the therapy cap. So then in 2017, there's a two-tiered exception process created to limit the cap on outpatient therapy services that can be received. However, this exception process later expired in December 31st, 2017, and that's when Congress failed to pass the extension. So different organizations like the American Occupational Therapy Association and the American Physical Therapy Association have been working with Congress on long-term policy solutions to repeal and replace the therapy cap once and for all. They've also been sending letters to Congress to help represent their concerns related to the bill because they really want the bill to get passed. Now I'll send it over to Amanda to wrap up the informational broadcast on the bill S253, Medicare Access to Rehabilitation Services of 2017.
Thanks, Monica. This bill aims to repeal the cap on the amount of services provided to Medicare Part B beneficiaries. In the Senate, there were 24 Democrats, 1 Independent, and 12 Republicans voting on this bill. Specifically, Benjamin Cardin, a senator from Maryland, introduced and sponsored the bill to 115th Congress in 2017 for passing. Recently, the bill has 238 co-sponsors in the House and 36 co-sponsors in the Senate. On February 1st, 2017, it was read twice and referred to the Committee on Finance that same day where it still sits. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, so did that kind of help clarify some of your questions and concerns a little bit with why it's your last time in therapy?
Yeah. Wow, those girls knew so much about that bill.
They did, didn't they?
They did.
They know their stuff.
Yeah.
The passing of the Medicare Access to Rehabilitation Services Act of 2017 would eliminate the cap and provide patients with optimal rehabilitation services. Individuals who are undergoing treatment for a hip injury, such as Franny, or those who may have had a stroke or traumatic brain injury, for example, all have the opportunity to have rehabilitation services that allow them to attain their highest level of function and independence. With the repeal of this bill, occupational therapists will be able to help their patients reach their goals without having to cut their services short due to the cap. OTs can take the time that they need to thoroughly assess and treat their patients, ultimately giving them optimal therapy services. They will be able to guide their patients to get back to their everyday routines and roles by improving their engagement in valued occupations. The therapy cap puts the government between the practitioner and the patient, which impacts their relationship. For appropriate care, it is important that the Medicare Access to Rehabilitation Services Act of 2017 is repealed in order for healthcare providers, such as OTs, to provide the best client-centered services to their patients.